reach out and grab ya. Abracadabra. Abracadabra. You make me hot, you make me sigh. You make me laugh, you make me cry. Keep me burning for your love with the touch of a velvet glove. Abracadabra. I wanna reach out and grab ya. Abracadabra. 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 I wanna reach out and grab ya. Abracadabra. Abracadabra.
New York.
And hello, everybody. And you got to hear live from New York from Anthony because I hit it just as he said it. I thought that was funny. But yeah, so we have Anthony Romella here. He really likes his candy vapes. He's made a few. So I figured there's no better time to get Anthony on here than grab him for a Halloween episode with candy. And Dave Lloyd's here with us again tonight. Good to see you, Dave. Is Dave frozen?
Either that or he's sleeping, one of the two.
Pretty sure he's frozen.
He looks
Either
frozen.
that or he's really, really good at holding still. Oh, no, there he is.
There he is.
Hey, Dave. There's Dave.
How's it going? I don't know what happened just then.
You held your
Thought
pose
maybe he had
really well.
narcolepsy or something.
It was like the perfect frozen in fear look I've ever seen.
And for all the money I paid for an internet connection, you'd think that damn thing would be good.
It's only bad when you go live.
Unbelievable.
This is speaking of unbelievable. Look who we got here.
Oh, nice.
What's shaking?
Hey, Addy.
Addy, how you doing?
Hey. What's up, Dave?
Not much sure. How are you?
Hanging in.
Hey, Addy,
Yeah.
have you tried the Blackberry Cobbler from 101?
No. Nope. I don't have that one.
Not loving it off the shake in the this mix, so I'm not sure if that's going to steep out or if it's just me. If anyone's
Honestly-
tried it, let me know in chat.
So many other flavor houses, some are great, some are okay, and some are not so good.
Had it, they had the whole Blackberry Cobbler candy corn came out this year, the new release. So I figured I'd try and use it and see how it turned out. And so far, not a fan, but maybe that'll change after Steep.
I mean,
Maybe even
typically
a
their,
rest.
their cakes and bakeries are typically pretty good.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. If not, then I'll do a version 2 that'll be more like just made. And yeah, Anthony's got a game for us a little later here too.
Oh, cool.
No
was,
idea what it is.
How was the Halloween special last night?
It went really good.
Oh,
Really
good.
Yeah, it really did. Go ahead.
I have a different opinion when it came to the game. Just saying. Anthony apparently picked all these movie choices from Lando and I's playlist because that's what it seemed like.
It wasn't on purpose, but yeah, I did a real or fake game last night where you had to tell me if it was a real horror movie or just a poster that I made. And the unfortunate thing is having Advocate in the chat. He knows every horror movie that's out there, so he was definitely getting those correct. But yeah, I figured if you guys haven't seen Grim Green on YouTube in a while, I figured I would give you a fat Grim Green look today. So.
Oh,
Little Halloween fun.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude.
the shade lights look like he almost got snagged with something slash day. Those are just Those aren't stripes, by the way, people. Those are actually.
Yeah, my lighting is so much. I only do shows like late at night, so my lighting during the day is a little different, and I didn't realize how much light leak comes through my blinds. So I've tried to mask some of it, but yeah, just couldn't get it all. But you just got to live. That's how it
I
goes.
literally thought he had this weird shirt with like stripes on it. That's what I thought at first, and I realized they're moving after he said something. Oh,
Hi, Mallory. Hi, Lady. Cherokee.
yeah,
I'm
I love this
excited for
chat.
Swaggy's show tomorrow.
Yes. You guys, I mean, he should probably put up the AFL if you need to shop today, but I would say in this case, you are better off waiting till tomorrow if you can get on and for this stream because it'll be the 30 sale. Over $30, you get 30% off. So
Is that going to be on Fresh's channel or is it here?
yes,
Or
Freshest channel. Yep. It's going to be on Freshy's channel. For the
What
Yeah,
time?
Lady Liberty. I hadn't seen any of those movies, so I had no idea what the content was. And yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed the Killjoy because I had no idea.
Oh, I couldn't believe you picked Killjoy. It's like, oh no. And we both just facepalmed instantly. It's like, that is the reigning worst movie we ever reviewed. And
Well,
they
and it had
did
a horrible
multiples of
poster.
it. And they did
It had a
multiples.
horrible poster too, so that's why I used it.
The poster's not even as bad as the movie.
no, what about
Yes,
the
that's
horror
true.
movies like Zombie Beavers Must Die? Have you guys ever seen that one?
Zombie Beavers must die.
I actually used Zombievers as one for mixing it up when I played a game on that show. So
Cool.
they're not beavers, they're not zombies, they're Zombievers. It's like, oh my god, horrible.
What's another good one? Santa Claus,
Yep.
You ever-
Santa Claus. Yep.
where Fran Drescher gets the freaking fire poker right through the chest or wherever.
And it's not too late to play along today with AFL if you want to do. It doesn't have to be candy. If you don't like candy, do a treat. So candies or treats today, or just something you just mix. You want to mix up that looks good, sounds good to you. Try to mix it up and get the hashtag, and we'll get it up here.
Just use like 3% super sweet and VG, you'll be happy. That's a treat.
Hey, I'm excited. I got a Mixing It Up T-shirt coming from Oink Squad.
Yes, you
Oh,
do.
nice, nice.
I got to put the link out there. There it is.
Oink Squad, what's
Squad.
that?
I don't know. I feel like the mascot was on a show last night.
How's Vandal
And he-
doing?
He was Wolver Wiener last night. So he had the instead of bone claws, he had these like dildo straws in his
Oh my
they were-
gosh.
It was pretty funny. It was really funny. Yeah.
What's even
And
funnier
yeah,
is
my
at the end.
costume was crazy. So
At the end,
Cool.
he was sucking on those wieners. So
yes, he
whatever.
was.
I got to get a screenshot real quick so I can send it to Grim later.
Ooh, Dave, that looks good. Oh, that looks good too.
Okay.
I almost came on the show. It was like, welcome and hello and welcome.
Save that to desktop. I'll send that later.
Halloween's
Great.
my favorite holiday for me, so I just love it.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty normal thing through the vape community. We seem to really go after Halloween, and Christmas is like, yeah, it's cool, but Halloween, everybody seems to really get on board with that, and I think that's cool. So yeah, definitely one of my favorites.
It's
Yeah, it's
fun.
funny. So many people love it, and then there's other people that just despise it.
Yep.
I don't know why I have fond memories as a kid, trick or treating,
I do
and
too.
you know, so yeah, for me, it's always been a lot of fun, and it gives me an excuse to dress up on camera. I'm not saying what I do in my personal life, but on camera.
We got to hear we got to hear about the saddest yet most fruitful for a sad Halloween trick or treating ever. I went around with a pillow sack and I got it like 3/4 full, but I didn't wear a costume.
But there's a lot of people out there who grew up with parents that were ultra religious, and it's not a real celebrated holiday in
Yeah.
there, and some people weren't allowed to. The weird thing was my parents were super religious, but yet I remember some of the costumes I used to go around, and I'm like, I'm shocked they would have let me do that. But yeah, we always did. I saw a picture recently of a classroom from like 1980, and it had all the kids with the. And if you're old enough, you'll remember that they were like these plastic suits that you would get from the store with like the single mask front with like the elastic on the back, and the whole class was dressed up like this. And they always had all kinds of different characters, but all of the things were exactly the same. They were just different characters. And man, that brought me back in a hurry. And I haven't seen one of those setups in a long time, but
They were just a big poncho. They were a plastic poncho, basically, with print on it. That was all it was.
Like Casper the Friendly Ghost and like really a vampire, really lame stuff.
Yeah, well, they have like a princess and all these other things. But the worst part was, your mom always wanted you to wear a coat over your costume. It was like that fight you knew you were going to have on Halloween night. It's like, I don't want to wear a coat. It covers up too much of my Batman plastic costume here.
I was brought up last night about the homemade Ninja Turtle costume thing. Remember?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, the homemade Ninja Turtle. What about those plastic? That's what popped in my head. I said, that's not as bad as just wearing one of those poncho ones with a mask.
Yeah,
Well,
then you see the teenagers go out and trick or treat later on in the evening, and all they would have is just the mask. They wouldn't wear anything else.
They wouldn't wear anything else, just the mask. Yep.
Yeah, trick or treating was a big thing when I was a kid, and I just don't see it that much anymore. Like, we used to go out on Halloween night, which is, it seems like that's that nobody does that anymore. Yeah, and I don't know that it was safer then. We just assumed it was safer then.
Around here,
Well, people turned up missing. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, around here, it depends on the neighborhood. Some neighborhoods, you have hundreds, almost thousands of kids going through for trick or treating, and other neighborhoods, almost nobody.
Yeah, I kind of miss it. We have no sidewalks, no street lights, so we don't get any kids. I kind of miss it. When I lived in Niagara Falls, my mom's place, wow, there was, dozens of kids.
No kids at all. Maybe that's because Meter's at the end of the road with that van.
With the candy van.
With the candy van, maybe that's why the kids aren't making it there. They're coming. They're just not quite making it all the way to you. It's unfortunate that you don't get to keep any of those kids. They all get stuck at the corner.
Right.
I live in a condo, so there's no access for the kids to come in.
Yeah, apartment, same kind of deal. I think I figured out when I was a little bit older that my parents always wanted to go through my candy to check for razor blades so they could take some out of it.
It's funny how all my Reese's Pieces, you had to check them, but I'm finding the wrappers for them all, but I'm not finding the candy in the trash.
Yeah, you got to keep the apples. They took the candy.
Yep.
Right? Yeah, for some reason there was never any razor blades in Circus Peanuts. I don't know why. But...
You know what candy I really like? I like those Sunkist, those little circle Sunkist, sugar-coated candy gem things. I think they're called candy gems. I think I'm going to try to make.
I'm liking this one. I'm liking this one right now. The butterscotch
caramel cream candy.
Oh, it's good. It's really good. I've been vaping on that. As you can tell, last couple of days since I made it, quite a bit.
That sounds like something that would come out of Grandma's purse.
Yep, exactly. It's like a Werther's, but it's one of those ones that's a little bit different, like an off-brand Werther's, but yet it's kind of like almost better because extra sweetener in it. Yeah, that type.
So Grandma was shopping at the dollar store. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, this year, I don't know how people are afford to buy candy. It's crazy expensive.
It's insane.
Well, I wanted to get the.
Oh no, go ahead.
No, Hattie, you're first.
I was gonna say we took Mom, because Mom lives at like a senior living place, and so a local school comes through there on Halloween, and that was a great idea. So Mom had to go get some candy, and there's a Walgreens like right across the street from her, so we wheeled her over there, and $128 later.
Wow.
Crazy.
Jesus.
That's a kind of a good topic for discussion because I remember this. So what's the least expensive that you remember a full-size candy bar when you were a kid? For me, it was $0.25. I remember you could buy full-size candy bars for $0.25.
Yeah,
But I don't know. I may be... the nice thing is, in this panel, I am not the oldest guy, which is kind of nice.
I think I am. But I remember being able to get a can of Coke and a bag of chips for $0.25.
What about you, Eddie?
I
Yeah,
remember
I mean-
when gas was 30 cents a gallon, so I don't know if that. Yeah, I remember candy bars a quarter. Well, we had when I was growing up. Every like community had like a penny, like a penny and nickel candy store. Like
Yep.
a little.
Yep. That was a cigarette store. I used to have to go to my mother's to pick up cigarettes, and I could carry the carton home with me. That's how I picked up cigarettes, because I'm like 10, 11 years old. It's like, hey,
Yeah,
if I just get the money together, I can just pick up my own.
I don't remember how much a candy bar was in there, but I just remember getting a pile of.
Yeah. You get a
Different kinds
bag,
of
a
candy.
complete bag full of different mixed candies, whatever you wanted.
Yeah, and I miss those days when every neighborhood had like a little convenience store.
Yeah. It was
Mom
the
and pop
comic store.
store.
They sold
Yeah.
comics. They sold comics, so you'd be able to go read comics there, buy comics and candy and everything. That they're long gone. Long
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah, some of them used to sell Playboys too. So yeah,
On
on the rack, like out into the store. Believe me, I remember.
This like 70, 75-year-old lady used to run it. She was such a sweet person. At one point in time, we actually rented an apartment, kind of kitty corner above her, in town. Before that's when we first started going there. And then when we moved out, I was actually driving. This is when I learned how to drive stick. I learned how to drive stick driving at 11 years old, from like 3.5 miles out of town to town to pick up her cigarettes and bring them home. Think about that. Would they ever get away with that today? No.
Yeah, if you got caught, you'd both get arrested.
Yeah, no kidding.
No one was with me. It was just me.
But those
in the
are
car.
experiences that kids won't have and don't get to have. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not saying driving a car, but I mean, there's lots of those things like, parents saying, "Hey, just come home when the porch lights come on." I mean, those kind of things just don't. I used to ride my bike all day, every day.
Yeah.
I would be out all day long, and my parents didn't care. I mean, they weren't concerned. It wasn't like they thought something was going to happen. But yeah, and I mean, you can't even leave your house anymore without shoulder pads, knee pads, a helmet, a tracking device,
A cell phone, yeah.
I used to
feel
ride my
sad
bicycle,
about that.
and I'd ride it 15, 20 miles after sports practice, to sports practice, wherever. I had a bicycle at my aunt's house, my grandmother's house, my house, and I used to ride it. And you had the one BMX I used to ride everywhere. I used to ride it through the back trails, and as long as I was somewhere at night, I was good. And at first, my mother used to make me call, but a lot of times she wouldn't be home, so I gave up on that, and she never really bothered me. So it's pretty much, I could have probably disappeared for 3 days, 4 days before anyone even realized I was gone at that time. Just saying.
I know. Well, we used to drink water out of a hose back then, or go home, get some Kool-Aid, get a sandwich. The neighbors would feed you.
We had a neighbor that had eggs. If my mother was gone too long, she always raised her own eggs, and I used to go over there and help, and we get free eggs at the house anyway. So if I was ever really hungry, I'd just go over there, and she always feed me anyway. So it's like, yeah, it didn't matter.
Yeah,
I
you're not
always
going to
had
see
food.
that these days. Like, I can barely afford to feed myself anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure. I cannot get over the price of food now.
Yeah.
Cherokee chick sticks were a nickel and 12 inches long. Well, that's not. Yeah, that ain't happening anymore. Nope.
Hi, Rocky.
Yeah,
Fingerprint and a DNA sample. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
No, you know what? The other day I was thinking about it. When I was, I guess, early teens, you could get a smoked meat sandwich, a can of Coke, and a fry for $3.25. Now it's $20.
Oh, yeah.
now remember how cheap Happy Meals used to be? Like $1.50, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Whatever. Now they're what? $7 for a Happy Meal.
Now, I don't go out and eat fast food really much anymore, but do places still have dollar menus? And if they do, what the hell are they putting in those?
Right. Not
Yeah,
much.
those are the not real meats. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that kind of stuff scares me.
I can't imagine any dollar menus out there. I can't imagine. I mean, the other day I was going to order a pizza at lunch at work. I look at the menu online. I'm not paying $40 for a 14-inch pizza. No way.
So you made one and then sent me a picture and made me want what I can't have because it's in Canada. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Like
like
when
it.
you guys,
You really
go
got to
out-
make the effort now just to stay home and make your own food. No
Yeah.
more restaurants.
I got to be honest, the one thing that's helped me with that significantly is that Walmart delivery service. and it sounds ridiculous, but I paid for the year of it, so my deliveries cost me like $5. To have somebody go through a Walmart store, pick up all the items that you chose, bag them, and bring them to my house, it's a no-brainer. Like, I will never ever go back into another fucking Walmart again. Like, just bring all that shit. And I live in a 3rd floor apartment, and they gotta huff all that shit all the way up the stairs
See
and leave
now,
my place.
this is a sore spot because that's another thing. Just like DoorDash, I can't get here. I can get like the stuff you get shipped from their website, and all I can get shipped here. But nothing from the delivery service for the food thing. No, they won't do it here.
God, I can't tell you. Once I figured that out and took advantage of that deal, I don't know why anybody that's within that radius would ever go back into a Walmart.
Well,
That's
Walmart.
It's the most depressing thing that I have to do is go to a Walmart. Like, oh God.
Well, we go to our local Walmart, but they got for a while there, especially during the peak of COVID. There, you couldn't get like some of the bulk items we usually always get, say the hot sauce or whatever, and a bunch of other stuff, would never be on the shelves. It was in the store, but they never brought it out. Like they're just too lazy to do it or something. I don't know what it was. But if you ordered it through the app, and had them bring it out to the delivery to your car thing, you could get it that way. So we realized after a while we could do that.
Well, what bugged me the most too is if I was going to shop there, I would go in the middle of the night because I'm a night out kind of guy, and they cut all of their 24. Like none of their stores are 24 hours anymore, and they also cut all of their overnight stockers. So that's why the stores don't get restocked like they should. And there's no way I'm going to a Walmart during the middle of the day. I'm not fighting all those Karens. No, not going to do it. So
if you
can
push the cart, if you can push through the cart through the aisles, they're all full of carts.
Yeah,
they're big stack wheelie cart things, and they did the same thing here. This is a 24-hour over here, and I used to go in the middle of the night, 2-3 o'clock in the morning, perfect time to go shopping for your groceries and stuff. You just get over with. Nope, not anymore.
Rocky, you don't know this about me probably, but the one thing that I hate more than anything in public is pajama pants. I despise that to the nth degree. Like, if you're a grown person, put on some goddamn pants when you leave the house.
So you're never a Zubas guy in the 90s or whatever.
There have been times we've been to Walmart and we wish they were wearing pajama pants.
Yeah, that's true. Vandal has this real hatred for Skechers, and our hatred kind of equals on those two. He doesn't mind the pajama pants, and I don't really mind the Skechers, but reverse that, and we both hate those like significantly.
I know. I talked to my wife about that $100 deal from Walmart. That's a great deal.
She's right.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't want to pay for the year, you can just pay like $7.95 per delivery, which is still a fucking bargain. Like, the gas money alone and your time is worth more than that. And I have to be honest, their deliveries are on time. Like, it's, you have like an hour window, and normally they're here within the first half hour. Like, I've been blown away by the service, and I don't live in a great, neighborhood. It's not like I'm in a posh place where, it's highbrow. It's not like that at all. I mean, I live in between a liquor store, a bar, and an auto repair place across the street. Like, this is not like, premium place, but yet, they do really well with it. I tip the drivers, which is an option. You don't have to do that, but I'm like, dude, if you're going to do all that and climb the stairs and bring all my shit up, I'll give you $10. Like, I'm not against doing
you kind of got third floor. You kind of got, all right.
Right. Well, I kind of weaned myself off Diet Mountain Dew, but I was a heavy Diet Mountain Dew drinker, and I'd order like 10 2-liters. Plus all of these groceries.
They gotta carry this up.
Upstairs.
Well, if you stop living in Grim Green's attic, obviously. I mean, we know he's there. You can see he lives in California now. See.
Yeah, they're out right now, so I was able to come down and do the.
Yeah, he's out right now. He's out taking Casey to lunch. Yeah. They're having Taco Bell today just for fun.
Yeah, I felt bad because Grim hasn't been able to be on YouTube for a while, so I was like, well, we'll do a little something special for him. This will work.
Yeah, that whole YouTube thing for him has just been a nightmare. And it's just
that's a complete hatchet job. Someone put pressure on someone at YouTube, and they're after him.
Yeah.
Or they just got the wrong person in.
Because you take out one of the largest reviewers in the United States, and you know,
Well,
everything
same thing.
falls apart.
They got a strike on Mike. They got a strike on Matt.
I don't. How is Rip still on, or is he still on? I mean, you talk about the pitch guy for vape products. I mean, there isn't a bigger one than him.
Yeah, I
From
don't know
time-
what he's doing nowadays. He's doing like the superhero thing or whatever.
Yeah, I
So
don't know.
is he not doing vape anymore?
I don't know.
I haven't seen anything in a while.
I mean, it was great when I first started vaping. You know, it was Rip. I got you 69, Grim Green, Phil Basardo, and then
I was a
once-
big fan of Mike Vapes' reviews for a long time. Like I based a lot of stuff we bought for our store off of his reviews because they were always right on point.
I would say Mike and Bogan are the two of my go-tos for mech reviews, for sure.
Yeah.
The two of them, they break them down better than everyone else. So they actually take apart the mech. Whereas a lot of times, it'll just be like, oh yeah, this works. This is how it feels. But they never take it apart. I've seen Mike tear the Switch apart. I've seen Bogan tear the Switch apart, and they'll go that far.
Yep.
And that makes a difference in how it's built.
Yeah, I look at certain reviewers for certain types of products. You know,
Yep.
Bogan for the mechs, Legion Vapes for a lot of other things, and others.
Yep.
I don't bother with juice reviews because it's way too subjective.
And if you want a spider's point of view, occasionally, Legion gets Frank on with him.
Yeah.
I like the e-liquid reviews because it gives me ideas sometimes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, for your own recipes.
Back when Ruby Roo used to do the e-liquid reviews, it was great because there wasn't a lot out there then.
Okay.
So it was great to stimulate give you an idea or whatever.
Boy, that's a name from the past for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I don't know if you watch much of Ruby Roo, but I know the three of us used to frequent the chat all the time
Yeah.
with
Brother
Yeah.
Ian, what's happening? Hi, Paul.
yeah, it's good
Yeah,
to see you
I,
here, Ian. Paul.
I miss those guys.
I do. I mean, it's good that Michelle's still around. We still see her posting every now and then. She's doing her music and everything.
Yeah.
It's good to see.
And Jess Marie's still around, but she, now she's doing the tattoo thing. She's a
Yep.
apprentice at a.
And
I keep teasing her. I say, I'm coming to Utah. I need a tattoo. Come on over.
also, in case
I
she
think the
catches
last time I
this,
talked to her was a couple of years ago on a New Year's Eve like big party that we had. So yeah, it's been a while.
in case she does watch, Michelle, extra love to you right now. I know the holiday season is rough. Same reason it's rough for me, and love you, Michelle.
I thought her birthday was yesterday, but it's a month from yesterday.
Oh,
Her
everybody,
birthday and my birthday are the same day. Her actual birthday and my birthday are the same day.
So
That
It
is
took me
funny.
the longest time to figure out when
Nope.
her actual
November
birthday
28th,
was.
right?
Yep.
November 28th.
That's correct.
And
I
guess
turned
what?
50 this year.
Mine is the same day as Ruby Roo, so there you go.
There you go.
Funny.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, hitting
50.
that half century.
It sucks. Everything starts to go wrong at 50.
Swaggy hits half a century tomorrow. Tomorrow, Swaggy's gonna be a half a century.
Yeah.
Oh. And he's still got swag. Hey, it's good. He's doing good.
At least one of us does, anyway.
I know, Swaggy's such an interesting guy. He's experienced so much in life. Like as me and Fresh keep saying, you got to write a book.
Oh, to be 50 again, says Rocky.
Yeah,
Uh,
I remember 50.
I don't know that I'd want to go back. I don't think I would. I don't think I would.
This close to the
minute.
finish line. You just-
Yeah, no.
as much as everybody thinks I'm younger than I am quite often, I still think I might be the youngest on the panel tonight.
I think you are.
Yeah,
I
you
think
are.
I am. That doesn't ever happen anymore.
You young whippersnapper, you.
Damn kids.
Yeah.
Get off my
Sometimes I'll
lawn.
make a comment or something in the Fallout and nobody will get it. It's like, oh, fuck you, little fucking kids. I was working with this girl one time in the vape shop, and I had made a comment about an Alanis Morissette song, and she was like, "Who's that?"
Oh my
This
god.
this was like an angsty, gothy kind of girl, like a perfect Alanis Morissette fan, and she had no. And I was like, "Oh man." You start feeling those things when that happens. I think the milestones are like when your kid graduates from high school, because you're like, man, have I really been out of high school that long? And you got a kid that's graduating from high school. That's a pretty wild one.
For me, it's how little the young people know about history. That blows me away. We had a secretary at work ask me who won World War II. I stood there for 5 minutes with my jaw on the ground.
Well, you know, Anthony, I heard Anthony has a system to make sure that when people visit, he knows that he's going to get the right sense of humor and right time period he has. What he does is you have to dial in on a rotary phone in order to come in. If you can use the rotary phone, you can get through his door. Otherwise, you can't. In other words, he's not getting any Walmart deliveries, period, unless he opens the door for him.
You know, we moved my mom, I don't know, 6 months ago now, 5 months ago, whatever it is. But
Something
she
like
still
that.
had a rotary phone in her basement, and you know, the damn thing still worked.
Oh yeah,
Really?
because they were
I
made
didn't
to
think-
last.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't think they still would
I
be
didn't
able to
think
interact
they
with
did the clicks
system.
anymore, but
No.
it still works.
No,
It could
they still have the thing. They'll not only do the dial tone, but it'll do the beeping still. It'll still work on most networks.
Yeah, I was really
Most
surprised.
landline networks. It'll still work.
Years ago here they stopped working. Years ago, like 30 years ago.
You should have seen me use this thing. Like I was giggling to myself. I'm like, oh my god, this is taking forever just to dial a number.
My uncle in upstate New York still has my grandmother's original number for the house. That was the first number that she got from when it was switched over from the switchboard. It's the same number. When I lived at her other house up in the pond, I still had a party line up there.
Wow.
Where you have to wait for someone else to get off the phone.
Wow.
You had
Well,
to do
I mean, the other thing is
click.
like, you remember those like 100-foot phone cords, like that would
Oh, yeah.
stretch like every.
Yeah, but they would knot up into this big
Yes.
ball.
The
Yeah.
100-foot phone cords that well, there's two different types of them. The 100-foot phone cord that was attached to the back of your phone, then a 100-foot like springy one that would tangle on everything in your house and break anything within reach.
That's funny. Yeah, you used to have to have a long cord because you needed your privacy, right?
Yeah. Or you could go into another room
nice
and
ball.
shut the door and still
Right.
have room to go. Yeah.
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 And then there was dial up, and then you could, somebody would pick up the phone and lose your connection.
I'm not the only one that's accidentally cut one of those with a door, right? Shut the door too tight. Oh, I broke the cord. And then you're so mad, especially if you're on with like a girl, like you shut the door.
It's crazy to think that you could call like the phone company. It would come wire your house for a phone.
Yeah.
It's part of the service.
Yeah, when's
Yeah,
the last
so I
time
mean-
anyone used a phone booth?
Oh,
They took out most of them. There are a few
most of them
around.
are gone.
Yeah.
There's only a handful still around, and then I'm wondering if the handful is still around. Do they still technically work? Because the amount of change they used to take, to now to make a phone call appropriate for a phone booth, wouldn't it need like the entire coin change thing filled with one phone call for 5 minutes?
Yeah, probably. Hi, Swaggy.
Yeah, Swaggy Shane. At 50 years old though, he doesn't come across as 50 years old. Look, he still does stuff all the time. Look at the flavors he came out on that list. The most recent drop.
That's
And then this
man. It's
weekend,
gotta keep him busy.
Oh, it's like delicious flavors. Swaggy.
Hi, Lando.
There's Lando. Yeah, we can't. Lando, you missed it last night. Friday Fallout. You came up a few times, didn't you, Anthony?
Yeah. Yeah. Fortunately or unfortunately, however you want to look at it. But yeah, if anybody has an opportunity, you can watch the replay on it. If you want to see what I was dressed up as last night, it was pretty crazy.
And if you want to know what movie came up in the first one, it really brought everything out. It was our favorite rated movie of all time. You know that one I picked that you can't stand, Lando, with the clown? Yeah, that came up on Anthony's game last night. The one they made multiples of, and why would you make another one? The first one was so bad.
I couldn't believe that was a series after I found out. Oh, crap.
Yeah, why is the question? Why? And
So I haven't been on this show before, so I don't know if you guys have like a plan of action or how this works?
Yes. We haven't went over any recipes yet. We have you can play along with hashtag AFL if you want to, even if you're not on the week. Whenever we do a theme, just play along. Or if you have recipes you really want to like talk about a little bit or show off, you can tag hashtag AFL and we'll go over it. And I can share it through the Streamlabs. I can share it, but I can't. Unfortunately, the screen share thing shows up as a blank screen, so it doesn't work with this video card at the moment until I can figure that out. Which
I'm gonna pull some flavors. I'm gonna pull some flavors.
And yeah, we can mix live a little bit. I'm gonna mix something else because I'm not loving this. I'll actually go over this and explain to you why. Because I'm not loving this. At least if it might steep out and get better. Because I'm wondering if Dave, it's kind of like our graham cracker. How we need it. It might need that kind of steep because it's a cobbler. Yeah. I did add a comment, as you guys can see. You guys can't, but blackberry cobbler candy corn, because it's a new flavor that came out this year, and I really wanted to get some, but nobody carries it in house. You have to order it like on Amazon. I'm not doing that because it's outrageous, and we can't have candy. So blackberry Flavora, just to bump up the blackberry a little bit at 1%. Blackberry Cobbler 101 at 1%, Pumpkin Candy Wonder Flavors at 3%, and Super Sweet from Cap at 1%. And the reason that I didn't use Swaggy is because I wanted it to be a little more candied, and his is a little too much of an authentic blackberry for me for this, I think. But what I'm getting from that cobbler is that really weird, like medicinal, like chemical note, which might mellow down.
Yeah,
it might have to steep out. So I'm not sure where this is going to fall exactly, so I don't know. I know that pumpkin candy is pretty good. Pumpkin candy is basically just candy corn. I mean, that's all that the real thing is, too, is candy corn just has a different consistency. And I'm not 100% sure on this. And then off the shake, not impressed with the Blackberry Cobbler 101, revisit after a steep of 7 to 10. So, yeah. But we have a couple others here, too, I see. Dave. I'll let you go over yours in a second and give you a chance to get it up, and I'll go over Rocky's first. Alpine Strawberry Licks, Flavora. You tagged AFL. Alpine Strawberry Flavora at 0.2. Banana Flavora at 0.6. I know I'm missing that one. Candy Roll Flavora at 0.2. Marshmallow Vanilla Flavora at 0.6. Pineapple Flavora at 0.6. Strawberry Flavora at 1.2. And Sweetness Flavora at 0.6. And he's got a nice picture of it looks, does that not remind you of Rolling Stones? Delicious strawberry candy that tantalizes your tongue. He's got a little bit, a few comments on here. Bad candy kick lately, ordered some concentrates, can't wait to try this, sounds delish. Hope you enjoy this one, also a watermelon version. Yeah, I remember that, we'll look at that quick too. While we're at it, if he's got another version, let's see. Those people don't like watermelon, so it's, Banana Flavor at 0.6, Candy Roll Flavor at 0.2, Marshmallow Vanilla at 0.6, Pineapple Flavor, nice, 0.6, Sweetness Flavor at 0.6, Watermelon Flavor at 2.4, and Wild Melon Flavor at 0.2. I like that Wild Melon, by the way. That's really good. And that's got even more interesting Rolling Stones tongue going on there. But yeah, we'll go back to Dave's and let Dave go over it. There you go, Dave.
Good, thanks, Tim. Okay, VSO Banana Coconut Cream Dream. Banana Raw VSO 0.5%, Barbarian Cream at 2%, Coconut Raw at 0.5%, Custard at 2%, Honey at 1%, Sabayon at 2%, and Vanilla Cream at 2%. Now I think this thing needs a good weak steep. I tried shaking and vaping, but it basically doesn't taste like anything. So it definitely needs a week for everything to come out.
I like that Sabayon a lot. That wine custard. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But all these creams are going to need a week for sure.
And against that, you might need to turn up your banana a little bit to get more of the banana to come out. That coconut is a little bit more of a bully than a banana sometimes.
I find that if I use too much of one or the other, it just overpowers everything. So I'm trying to play it down. Maybe I'll add if I need to, but I don't think I will.
Wait until after the steep and see where it turns out.
Yeah. I don't think I will because I made that mistake before, and it just overwhelms it.
Lady
Looks
Liberty,
good,
I noticed in the chat that you talked about a grape soda candy flavor. I have one called Purple Nurple. I'll share it with Tim, and maybe he can make it for you.
Oh, that sounds really good. I think I remember you talking about it once.
Yeah, it's my go-to. Like, it's the one I vape most of the time. It's by far my favorite, and it's not a great flavor that you've had before. It has no medicine-y taste. It's very, very it's almost understated because it's sweeter, so you don't get all of that nasty grape. We've all had nasty grape flavors. Like, we know what that's all about.
Yeah, you get Robitussin flavors, cough syrup. Yeah, those aren't fun, and we have had them. That's the nice thing about Swaggies is I don't get that off of his, thankfully.
I still have a lot of concentrates left over from River Supply, which you can't really get those anymore, and they've been some of my favorites.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. Aren't they supposed to be bringing back some
Wholesale.
flavors?
Oh, I don't know retail wise, but it seems like everything that they sell now is all wholesale. So, which is
Well,
sad because I really like their vanilla milkshake. Like, it's by far one of my favorites.
Well, Anthony, you do know another guy. We both know him together. From another show you sometimes frequent. We know a guy who has a wholesale account. So yeah.
It's true. It's very true. And I buy in massive amounts because I mix with massive amounts.
Dave buys in massive amounts because he mixes massive bottles of this stuff. How much Wendy's milkshake base do you have on hand, Dave?
Oh, I just made up one shot of her milkshake base. I made up a half a liter.
Oh my God, awesome.
Only half a liter this time? You're toning down. You must be backing off a little. All right, got it.
It's so versatile. You know what? Everyone laughs, but man, I use that for everything.
I don't laugh. It's yummy.
Oh yeah, I'll make up
and
anything, and I'll just add like 3% to her milkshake, and it's just like fire.
Well, it's
I'm
like
Mowgli. Hey, Tom.
Tom's in chat. Tom, way back before, had a really good version, and I think I know what changes he made, slight changes, but it has a really good version of like a Shamrock Shake from
McDonald's?
No, the Shamrock Cookie from
Sad
Boy, and he has a really good version of it from DIY version of it, and it's really, really good. And
yeah, I'd like to have that because I use my Shamrock Cookie sparingly because it's one of those mixes that I really like, but it's not something I could vape like all day. Like, it's just got, but it's a delicious treat for sure.
Yep, he has a really good version of it. So if you never need someone that can't get a hold of one, ask Tom about it.
So, Anthony, do you anything other than candies? You ever try any savory stuff or any tobaccos?
No tobaccos. That's really not my speed at all. But I do some bakery from time to time. I have a mix that people seem to really like. It is it's a peanut butter caramel mixture, and it's called Sticky Nuts. And I've got friends of mine that beg me to make them those. I like it, but it's not my favorite as far as things that I make. But I have one of my friends has probably vaped like 500 or 600 mils of that.
Oh.
The good thing about mixing your own stuff, and also the bad thing, is that when your friends try it, then they want you to make more. And they don't realize that, hey, I'm paying for all of this stuff to make these with,
Right.
I even get them to like, well, give me the bottle back. I'll wash it out and put more in that. Like, I don't want to pay for your bottle every time.
Yeah, the bottle costs more than the flavorings. So.
Yeah, I do some graham cracker stuff, and I've played around with some cereals. I have a graham cracker cereal flavor that I like.
Oh, nice.
But I'm just not a bakery guy. I've always been fruits and candies. It's kind of like what I like. So that's what I end up mixing for myself.
Swaggy's got a graham cracker now. It's a honey graham.
Yep. And if you add some of his honey to it, because his honey's like a honeycomb honey,
That's
add
what
that. I do. For me, that's like my honey graham cracker base. I love it.
It's
I
so
had
good.
to kind of to tell myself to quit buying concentrates for a little, because I have other things I need to spend my money on.
Right.
And there for a while, man, it was just like, every time I'd see somebody's ad would come out and 30% off. Oh, that's cool. And then I'm spending $300 on the site
Yeah.
for concentrates, and I'm like, I probably need to slow this down a little bit because I'm really mostly just mixing for myself. But the thing is, I like to try things that I haven't seen out there, and so I've got lots and lots of mistakes that have been thrown in the trash or shoved in the cabinet, and I've got a whole cabinet full of stuff that I'm like, this really should just be thrown away.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
that's how it goes.
You gotta hate vape that stuff.
I just sent Legion Vapes chicken fried rice and garlic gum.
Oh, nice.
I don't know who made it for him, but he loved that ham and cheese croissant.
Yes.
He could
Yeah,
not
he did.
stop talking about that.
Yeah.
And now Swaggy just came out with beef and chicken, and his beef and chicken are legit, like beef
Well, that's
and
what
chicken.
I used. That's what
And
I used
yeah,
for
that's
the
what I was gonna
chicken
say.
fried rice.
So Dave made that, and I know for a fact that ham and cheese croissant wasn't made with anything nearly as good as, like, the level of Swaggy's beef or chicken. So I'm curious on what he's gonna think of this. Like, his beef tastes like an au jus sauce, like that, like your au jus dipping juice, and his chicken is roasted chicken, like somehow like you got the roasted chicken flavor in a broth, but it tastes like the roasted chicken, not like a broth off it. It's weird.
That's wild. Yeah, I've never tried any of those. I did one, like I was telling them before, I used to have to try flavors for the shop because I would buy for all the shops. And one time I tried this bacon flavor, and I couldn't even get through half a tank of that. It was like somebody took liquid smoke and just poured it into, and it was disgusting. It was so bad.
Black
And I
fire,
think that
nasty.
having those bad experiences kind of turned me off from trying those things because it just scares me.
I tell you
And
one
if you-
thing, VSO garlic.
Oh, that's legit too.
Use that sparingly, really sparingly. Two, be
Onion too.
prepared to
Onion too.
wash that Addy repeatedly for a week, smell it, and throw it in the garbage because it's finished.
Yeah, well, you can have to take it completely all apart, scrub the insulators, and
Change your O-rings.
I did all of that, and it still smells of garlic.
But
That's how I
here's
feel
the
about
thing:
honeydew.
you can actually cook
Yeah.
with Swaggy's flavorings too, and I know Adam has cooked with Swaggy's garlic flavoring as well.
I know we've used it too.
Yep.
Some, the spice stuff.
Meter used the beef, and he actually made a ramen with it,
That's
with the
funny.
beef flavorings. Yeah, that was his
Well,
test for it.
His spice flavors are like off the charts. Allspice, clove, ginger, phenomenal. Absolutely
Yeah,
phenomenal.
the nutmeg.
Yes, phenomenal.
Oh, the nutmeg surprised the crap out of me. Like, when you're looking for a nutmeg flavor, you don't expect it to taste like actual nutmeg. You expect, like, okay, it'll be close-ish. Kind of like the graham crackers. Most of those are kind of like, they're sort of graham cracker, so it'll make me think it's graham cracker. And then you try his nutmeg, and I tried it one time. It's like, that's friggin' nutmeg forward, but man, that's nutmeg.
No, it's good. It's really good.
I want to talk about my mix, but I don't want to blow you guys away with the amount of flavorings that I use in something.
No,
No, that's
you're
perfectly
a
fine. Do you have the is it public?
Why would I do that when I could just put it on my own screen?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. All right, so I'll just Oh, there you go. Awesome. Check this out.
So this one is a green apple strawberry Jolly Rancher flavor, basically, is what this is. So I named it Grappling for Strawberries. So it's got 2% green apple from Capella, 2% green apple from River Supply, 2% Alpine Strawberry from Flavora, 2% Sweet Strawberry from Capella, 1% Super Sweet, 1%. That's not supposed to say super sweet twice.
Oh,
it's
it's
actually
2%.
Yeah,
'Cause
it's
Anthony
one-
likes it sweet.
1% super sweet and then 1% sweet candy enhancer from Capella. I don't know why I typed it like that. 1.5% of powerful sour, and then 0.5% of hard candy from Flavor West. Now that hard candy is kind of like that garlic you were talking about. Like, to me, 0.5 is like, I don't hardly ever put anything in a mix that's not 1%. And that, I know that sounds crazy, but that's just the way I mix. This is a sub-ohm tank only kind of mixture. Like, this is how I get flavor out of my sub-ohm tanks. So if you're gonna mix this for a dripper, cut everything down by like 3/4. Like, you want to use about 1/4 of what I use to make the mix with. what I like about that hard candy is it gives you that mouth feel of that Jolly Rancher. And to me, I haven't found any other one. I don't use a lot of Flavor West stuff, but that is one in particular that works for what I want it to work for. And I'm vaping on it right now. I really like it a lot. I made another Jolly Rancher flavor for mixing it up this week that I used that hard candy with, and it turned out really good too. So these two are ones I don't mix all the time because I have some, standard recipes that I really like, and I'm just mixing for me primarily. So I kind of stick with that stuff. But occasionally I get a wild hair up my ass and decide to, mix something up. But this one actually turned out really good. So I'm happy with it.
Looks good.
Yeah. The only thing that I can't imagine is the Alpine at 2%. Man, that stuff is super, super strong.
It is strong. Yeah, that's got to come through in your sub-ohm.
And it's not, honestly, it's not harsh. It's not throaty or
Oh,
anything,
no.
but I think it just has to do with the type of, vaping apparatus that I use.
But I can.
Whoa. No, you got
I
to
can
stop
see
right
that.
there. He's supposed to be playing Grim. You have to say it's a bit throaty. Come on. You have to. You're playing
It's
Grim
like-
for the day, so.
It's like an 8812 mix. So it's, heavy VG. And, I'm not a guy that likes throaty vapes at all. So everything I mix,
I'm like
the
you. I
PG
can't
comes
take
out.
throat.
The PG comes out of the flavorings, and that's it. Like my nicotine is VG. Like, I
Yeah,
don't
no,
know. I
I'm the
just
same
don't
way
like
as
it.
you. I'm the same way as you. I hear everybody saying, "Oh, you gotta have it in propylene glycol because otherwise it's too thick." No, it's got to be in
And I think
glycerin.
that's probably what causes some of these mixes to be too throaty because, there are probably certain mixers that like, okay, I'm going to mix this much propylene glycol with this much VG and that's my base. And then I'm going to build on top of that. Well, the problem is some of these concentrates are so high in PG that you end up skewing that mix so bad that it becomes throaty. Now, if you like that throaty hit, by all means, do your thing. But that ain't for me.
That's
No,
also
not for
could
me
be
either.
why you can handle Alpine a little higher too, because the flavor carrier is actually the PG is a flavor carrier, but if you're using a max VG mix, it won't come through as harsh or as strong.
I could see the green note in the Alpine going really good with the sour with the green apple.
Yeah,
So,
I was thinking that the green apple and that powerful sour. Yeah,
Yeah.
that actually would work.
Yeah, and it's nice because the powerful sour and the sweetness kind of battle each other, which is what you want in a Jolly Rancher because you want that kind of you want to taste it sometimes and not always. And to me,
Yeah,
that
that contrast.
combination works.
What sub-ohm tank are you using, Anthony?
Falcon King, it's
Okay.
my
I was gonna say,
go-to.
it's
It has
the
been for
Falcon.
years. Like
Yep.
to be honest, it just got to the point. I've used a ton of different ones. All the Baby Beasts and the Prince tanks and the Crown 3s and all of that. I have never found another one. And I've challenged people too. I'm like, put a fresh coil in this and hit your dripper, and I guarantee you they'll be close. I don't know what it is they do with these, I like the M1 Plus. Honestly, I've tried some of the other versions of it because they've got a ton of coils for that tank.
Yeah.
But the M1 Plus to me, they use this kind of a bamboo mix in their
Okay,
in their cotton.
I was going to ask
And-
you which one. Yes, yeah.
And the other thing is these coils last me for weeks. Like most people get away from a sub-ohm tank because they're like, man, I have to change out this coil like every week. It's not really the case with this. Like I go at least a couple of weeks, if not 3 weeks on a single coil.
that's surprising for the level of
It is.
sweetness you use. That's really surprising because my ADV is a pound cake, and now I mix it myself now. But before it was commercial, and I could never get more than 3-4 days out of a coil, including the Falcons.
Yeah. And I'm sure there are probably some sweet mixes or something out there that would destroy it faster, or certain types of concentrates. But
Yeah.
all my
Yeah,
mixes are pretty clear. That's that mix right there. So,
Okay.
and I made this, last night. So this is, really fresh. It's a little cloudier than some of the mixes that I normally make, but that's about the clearness that you're going to see. I vape at 3%, so I don't know if that's adding to that at all either.
Okay.
But yeah, the M1
Mine's
Plus.
really dark. My pound
Yeah.
cake is like super dark.
And that amber color is gorgeous, but it is dark.
Does there Flavor West yellow cake in that by any chance? Because that's a coil killer known to be.
You think?
Yeah. It's delicious, but it is a coil
course.
killer.
Yeah.
But yeah, speaking of, Daniel brought up a point. The Alpine strawberry is a more expensive flavoring, but keep an eye on Just occasionally whenever you're checking on Bull City, check the 50% off tab, because I actually got my Alpine Strawberry fairly cheap because I had it on the 50% off sale for a little while. And you might be able to get, you never know what they
I
have
like
there.
checking their clearance because it's sometimes there's the craziest shit in there that like you know didn't sell because nobody was willing to take the chance at the time when it was full price.
Or there's also quite often a lot of Flavoras in there because Flavoras don't move fast because they're more expensive. So they'll wind
Yeah.
up getting in there so they can get new stock in. So they can move out the old stock. And that actually works really well to our advantage because Flavora is not a cheap flavoring when you get the concentrated ones. But I was just letting you know that I did wind up getting them that way. But again,
Yeah, I
tomorrow
don't
is the
actually
day.
make a lot of strawberries, so that's probably why I still have that flavor. I've had so much strawberry, and it seemed like everybody was making a strawberry, and I didn't want to do a strawberry kiwi only because that seems like such a standard flavor, and it's been overdone, and I didn't want to go that route. But I was like, what about strawberry and green apple? Like, I wonder if those flavors will mesh together okay. And I have to be honest, I'm really happy with this mix.
Got one here that Rocky just shared. I think I did mix this when it came in, Rocky. I believe I might have mixed up a 10 mil of this, and this never bothered just tested it, or 5. You never know.
Hi, Linda Marie.
Linda, it's good to see you. But here we go. We got Alpine Milk Flavora from Rocky Tooney. Alpine Strawberry at 0.28 Flavora. Cream Flavora at 1.2. Milk Flavora at 0.4. And Sweetness Flavora at 0.52.
Hey, don't eat my cotton. Get it.
Says I'm missing ingredient. Yeah, I'm missing that milk. I know I am. But Alpine Milk. People say not to use Alpine Strawberry Flavora creams because it makes cream taste rotten. Well, call me rotten then. It pairs well with milk cream. But he also paired it with the same Flavor House ones, which might make a difference because they might have made it to work with their own personal creams. I mean, if there's a little, they might know what chemicals they can put in there to work with their cream, and it can actually almost get away with. It's almost like proprietary parts for a computer where you have to have certain memory, that kind of thing. They might actually have come up with something that way with that strawberry. You never know for sure. The goal is usually to try and be able to make it mix with your other flavors. So,
What are you mixing, Addy?
I'm making those, those little sun-kissed jelly circles with sugar on top.
Oh, you were talking about that before, yeah?
I'm going to try to do a citrus one. Those things are getting really hard to get now.
that's a lot of things are weirdly hard to get. We went into like Ollie's, and they had all these candy corns, and like I thought for sure we were gonna find that blackberry cobbler in there because they had all kinds of weird candy corns. That'd have been like 20, 30 different candy corn flavors, official candy corn flavors. And we went in there and looked at them. Nope, no blackberry cobbler. It's like, damn you. The only place I can get it is like from Amazon, and it's not cheap on Amazon. It's actually quite expensive. And for something I can't have a lot of, I don't even know if I like it. Like, nah, I'm good.
All right, so what do you guys think about this one for the, a citrus jelly circle? Camp Jelly Candy at 0.8, which it's a very strong flavor, especially for Capella. I don't usually use it that high, but I definitely want like that jelly component. Buddha's Hand VSO at 0.5%. Wonder Flavors Tangerine at 1.4. Cotton Candy Jelly Bean at 1.4. And Wonder Flavors Malaysian Guava at 0.8. Malaysian Guava has like that nice grapefruit note to it. After you get to the guava, there's that real sharp citrus note at the end. So I'll see what happens.
That's the only flavor I don't know. The other sounds pretty interestingly good.
I'm glad to see you using tangerine instead of orange because I really like tangerine concentrates versus any of the oranges I've tried. Like I just find that flavor to be outstanding.
Yeah, just so nice and bright, it seems to me.
Yeah, I made a push-up flavor with tangerine, like those old push-ups, like the Flintstone style ones that they don't really melt; they just kind of collapse on themselves.
Yep.
And that turned out fantastic. Yeah, I've never really found an orange that I liked, and I think if more people were using tangerine, they'd probably be happier.
Yeah, it would be good with a mystery flavor, Rocky. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know. Yeah, but Funny you say that because there's really only two oranges I really like. I like Swaggy's orange, and I like the Wonder Flavors orange juice. Outside of that, I'm really kind of iffy on all the oranges. They kind of
What surprised me in the vaping world when I was testing flavors all the time was that, in our lives, like everything is flavored orange. Like it doesn't matter. There's lots of products in the world that are flavored orange, but yet there was no really good orange vape flavors. I just always found that to be really weird. I'm like, why can't they get this right? And
that is really odd now they think about it.
And if you think before, like maybe 2018, there weren't really any good lemon flavors out either. Like everything tasted like Pledge. It was just horrible.
Yeah.
And then something happened in 2018 and somebody found the right concentrate and then the floodgates opened and then everything had lemon in it. It was kind of crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, my favorite lemon, the lemon Sicily.
And
That can be pledgy. That can be pledgy if you turn it too high. It can go pledge for sure.
I have found that I really like Capella's pink lemonade. Like that,
That's
it
a
really
good
gives
one.
a nice flavor to things. And that's in my grape soda mix because it just adds. I use lime in that also, so it's like a lemon lime mixed with the grape, kind of ease up that grape flavor a little bit. And I'm telling you, I think it turns out great.
Yeah, that pink has like that touch of grapefruit that I love.
Yeah.
I use that when I make an Arnold Palmer.
And Addie, I'm impressed that you used the Buddha's hand too, because the Buddha's hand not only will give you that citrus note you're looking for, but it's not going to like punch through the citrus take it apart and take away all your gummy. That's another
Yeah,
thing.
I've never
too.
even heard of that concentrate before.
Oh, it's gold.
It is something. All this like lemon flavor. It's almost like where the edge of the rind, like very very edge of the rind of a lemon, even though it's not actually a lemon.
Like
where
zest?
the flavor, where the zest, but not inside zest, like right at the edge where there's still a lot of flavor. It's like you
Okay.
took just that little thin layer there because it doesn't have all that citrus bite, but it has all the citrus flavor. It's an amazing thing, and it's very potent too.
Yeah, and it's an actual fruit, Anthony. Buddha's hand.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I have a 60 ml bottle of that gold.
Yep. Same. Yeah. It is, and you don't need much of it, and it actually enhances stuff. You'd probably really like that one, Anthony. You'd probably really like that flavor. I would recommend it if you ever get a chance and you do get some VSO. Pick that one up because that would enhance a lot of your like citrus flavored candies without taking and punching through. You know how sometimes you punch through that citrus and you get that tartness, and that tart takes away from all your sweetness and all your sours a little too much.
Well, maybe if I win the $50 gift card for the Toys for Tots giveaway on Mixing It Up this year, I'll get some.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's coming up
I mean,
really soon.
Technically, you won it in the first time there too, but you were nice enough to pass one over, and I wound up getting it. And somehow I became here. I don't know.
Little did you know.
Little did he know Anthony caused this. Yeah.
I woke a monster.
Well, Anthony, also, if you're when you do play Snort with VSO, get the honey as well. VSO honey is amazing.
He's got some. The blueberry, the other ones are kind of like, think of them as Lego blocks instead of individual things. You almost like, depending on what you want, you kind of put two together, like boysenberry, and blueberry together. You put the two together, you get a really juicy blueberry. If you use you can make it jammy. Depending on how, there's all kinds of different ways to mix it, but it's kind of like, don't think of it as the same way as like an ordinary mix where you just take one flavor. You kind of piece them together and you can create your mix. Like you can make the flavor where you want it to more often than not, way better than you can with other flavor houses.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up blueberry because the one flavor profile that I've been chasing is a blueberry lime, and I gave the idea to Overdrip, and he put one together that he really enjoyed. So I'm gonna get some of the concentrates for that. But I'm gonna unlock that at some point. I just
blueberry
haven't
lime. Are you looking blueberry lime candy? Or are you looking blueberry lime like?
Well, you know,
fruit.
I mean, everything's gonna be sweet, so that's just how it goes. But yeah, there's a company called Surf. It's like SVR,
Yep,
something
I
like
know what
that.
you're talking about.
And I vaped the hell out of their blueberry lime, and then I don't think they exist anymore. So it's something that I've always wanted to try and make for myself and tweak it a little bit to more of my taste. Like I like that flavor, but yeah, there are things about it that I would like to make it. I mean, I'm always going to say this, make it sweeter. Like that's just how I like my vapes.
I've been using VSO honey in place of super sweet in a lot of cases.
Onion, really?
Honey.
Oh,
Honey.
honey. I was
Did I
gonna
say
say
onion?
onion.
Did I
No,
say onion?
I heard onion. You probably didn't say onion.
Good
I
God,
want to
that-
see.
that
I want to see.
onion's
Dave,
another one that you use sparingly.
I was gonna say, Dave, you got to make one. You got to make one where you use onion instead of sweetener. Yes, I want to see this recipe. I want to see you vape this recipe.
Yeah, you want to see me throw up?
If I mix up 100 mils of blueberry lime onion, I'm probably gonna throw up. Yeah.
Well, make that for your friends. They'll never come back.
But you need people out there to test stuff for you. So it's like, hey, Mikey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Lady Liberty is saying the raspberry dragon fruit tea was fantastic. They also made a coconut one that was really good.
Coconut cream. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. When you when they want your business and they want you to buy their liquids to sell in your stores, they send you the whole goddamn line of stuff. So yeah. That dragon fruit tea was a big fan where other people. I'm not a big tea fan as far as vapes go, but yeah, that was always a big one. And I guess the one thing I wish that some of these companies would stop doing is just because you have a good flavor, don't add menthol to it. It doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to be a good menthol flavor just because the regular flavor is good. Like that's not the case.
I'm not a menthol
The
fan.
Monster
either.
Ice line. The Monster Ice line was so bad. I got to test that for the shop because they sent along. Oh, the Chesties, they did our new ice line. Oh, those were disgusting. The ice does not mix with those bakery flavors and those like jams. No.
And I've heard that
No.
from people who are menthol people. Like they're just like,
Yep.
we use, like, I don't want a chocolate cake menthol. Like it just, it just doesn't work. It's gross. Like fucking stop doing that shit.
I made a clone of an After Eight. That was good, but normally I'm not a big menthol fan in vaping. Anyways,
For
It's After
MTL
Eight like
stuff,
an Andes candy or something like. Is that
no, After Eight's
similar
like
to what-
a thin square, chocolate-covered mint chocolate. You know, it's a chocolate gooey kind of thing. You must have
Okay.
them down there. You don't have them down there?
it sounds a lot like Andy's candies to me.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. Maybe it was just a different
What's that? That round one that's everywhere in the world. I forget
peppermint
the name.
patty or your.
Yeah, it's like
peppermint
a
patty.
thin peppermint patty. Exactly
Gotcha.
like a thin peppermint patty.
Yeah, you talk about being from Canada. I'm going to see Overdrip at the end of next month, and
Oh, cool.
I always send him a list of candy to bring with him when he comes that I can't get here. So it's
Like,
like, okay, bring me a Mr. Big, bring me a Crunchy, bring me a Mac, bring
Junior
me
Mints.
some
Yeah.
things I can't get here.
You guys get coffee crisp down there?
No, but I hate coffee, so
Oh,
I don't
okay,
know.
so you
I
wouldn't
don't
like
wanna
that,
try Yeah.
We get them here.
Yeah.
I love them.
The crunchy one, that's hard on your teeth. Ooh.
It's the Cadbury line of stuff that we have a tough
Yeah.
time getting. Like we get a few things. Like I'm having to bring me some like a caramel bar also. But yeah, because Cadbury puts like toys and stuff in some of their candies, and that's a big
Really?
no here. Yeah,
The Bueno eggs, right?
yeah.
Have them bring some Aero bars with you with them.
Oh, those
Okay.
are so
the
good.
the mint Aero is really good. The Black Forest is really good. The dark chocolate one's really good.
Is
All right.
it like
Have them bring a case so you can mail it to me.
ARRO.
AERO.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Have them bring a case down. You can mail the case to me. It's fine. That'd be good. I will make sure they get to a good home.
Oh, I don't know. It's a tie between the mint one and the dark chocolate for me.
See, I love the mint ones. I haven't tried the dark chocolate, but man, those
That's all
mint
you need,
bars.
Tim. That freaking put you in a diabetic coma.
Yeah, if I had a case of them, I'd have to have you. I'd have to have Addie have the code to my a remote code to the case. I'm only taking one at a time, Addie. Is it time yet? Is it time yet?
Oh, I'm just like Tim. I'm diabetic, and candy is not my friend, but I can't resist those.
I will say Bob has done a really good job with some of his MTL mixes. Bob Omstuhl. He's got this. He adds coolant to a lot of his MTLs, but he's got it to the point where you can't really taste it so much as it just kind of enhances some of the other flavors. He does it fairly well with even some of the bakery like stuff. It'll bring out some stuff. Like if it's a.
I mean,
like
if I have a
citrus bakery.
cold, and I need to clear my sinuses, yeah, I might vape some menthol because it works for that.
But
But
don't-
most of the rest of the time, no.
Don't mix up one of his mixes and try it in an RDA or your Falcon King. It would probably not be so good with some of them. depends on what they are. But he has a couple out there that are kind of interesting, but they do work. And I was scared when I looked at them, like, it doesn't sound good. And I tried MTL. It's like, it isn't bad. It's good.
My over-the-top sugar cookie is amazing in an MTL.
Iced coffee. Oh yeah,
Dave's crack.
What did
Yeah,
I make?
Dave's
I made,
crack. Yeah.
What's the MTL one I made that actually that turned out really, really good? Apple pie one, wasn't it? I'll look it up here.
Well, this gummy came out nice. It's kind of what I was looking for.
Are you going to publish the recipe?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right.
How much sweetener in that?
0.25 of VSO sweet.
Okay.
He meant to say 2.5.
Like how sweet can it be at 0.25? But you know, it's that dripper thing, man. I just
Addy is the polar opposite of you when it comes
Oh,
to
yeah.
sweetening.
so is overdrip, which is kind of funny because like it's like I just run it. I just run the sweetener through the same room, and that's enough. It's like, God, dude.
It's not just
Like,
overdrip.
got
I mean,
one drop in there. It's like I can't. I
I heard Clown when he tested your liquor. He's like, wow, he likes stuff sweet.
I just hate what it does to your coils.
Yeah, I guess.
See, this is a complicated one right here. The cinnamon apple fruit pie, MTLDL. It'll work for both, but you won't get all the nuance of flavors in your MTL. But this comes through good in the MTL. It's still an apple bakery one. It's apple butter wonder flavors at 2%, apple filling flavor at 1.75, butter VSO at 1.5, cake VSO at 1.5, caramel flavor at 1, cinnamon Danish swirl cap at 4.5, cinnamon sugar silverline cap at 2.25, cream cheese Lorenz at 2.25, nut muffin from cap at 1.5, and super sweet perlum at 1.5. And I will tell you, that is delicious in both
Looks good.
forms. But it's a lot going on for an MTL. You can make the MTL lots better, but I did it on purpose so you could use it on both. It's really hard to get one that you can actually vape and like in both versions. That's a challenge.
Sorry, Linda Marie. I want to be your friend, but I just have never liked the taste of coffee. Just
Never like to taste coffee.
yeah. She's like, we can't be friends if you don't like coffee. I'm like, well, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm a coffee fiend. I probably have like 6 mugs of coffee before I even go to work.
Hey, do you mind if I do a quick promo?
No, go for it.
The only reason I'm bringing this up, I work with a company called Rogue Shop, and Rogue Shop does THC and CBD stuff. Addie's had some of it. They're having a huge sale this month, and I just don't want anybody to miss out on this. So if you need CBD pretty much in any form, if you like THC stuff, they have that also. You could save 31% off their regular prices by using code Monster31. That is a huge discount for CBD and THC stuff. So if you have an opportunity, just get in before the end of the month. You've still got a couple of days left. It's a phenomenal sale, and I just don't want anybody to miss out. So.
Yep. And I have tried some of this CBD, so I know.
I tell you, the most amazing thing happened. My wife started using CBD gummies, and it knocked her Tourette's down about 90%. None of the medication she's ever taken has ever even come close to doing that. I was stunned at how well
That's
it worked.
amazing.
Yeah. So
I was
anyone
in a
out-
shop.
It helps my wife sleep.
I was gonna say, anyone out there that has Tourette's, give it a try.
Yeah, it helps me sleep definitely. One time I was in the shop and this guy came in with Parkinson's, and he was just shaking, and he could barely walk. He had a cane and stuff like that. And he took one hit off of one of these vape pens that we had that had CBD in it, and this dude was nearly spinning his cane on the way out. Like it was amazing how quickly it responded. Now vape works a lot faster because it goes, obviously directly into the bloodstream. But I'm a huge fan of the gummies. I think that's a great way to go. But if you like tinctures, if you like gummies, if you like whatever, the nice thing is this company is, it's a family-owned kind of thing. All of their products are handcrafted. It's all small batch stuff, and they just do a phenomenal job with everything that they put out. And some of the milligrams that they do, I have not seen in other, things. Like they have this pain salve that you just rub on like an exterior thing, and it's got 4,000 milligrams of CBD in it. Like it. And it's got a bunch of other stuff in it too that are all like hand harvested plants and things like that go in it.
Right.
It's probably one of the best products that they have, but it's amazing to me how well that stuff works. And you know, a lot of people out there are a little nervous about it because, you know, they saw Nancy Reagan tell them to just say no. But in this situation, man, it's not going to get you high. You're not going to fail a drug test if you use CBD stuff for the most part. But it's going to help you tremendously.
Yeah, you won't suffer from reefer madness.
No, it's not designed for that. It's really designed for healing. Now, the THC stuff we sell, yes, it's very psychoactive, and that's what it's for. And if that's what you're looking for, but for me, sometimes I need that just to clear my mind. Like, I have one of those minds that just runs nonstop all the time, and I need to sleep, you know, and nothing turns my brain off better than that stuff. By far.
Yeah,
I
Linda
can't
Marie
do- I
uses
can't do
CBD
THC.
cream. She uses that
Yeah, that's
CBD
okay.
THC cream to help her, and I've tried it at the dispensary. The CBD cream they had there, it's kind of like that what is it, that freeze, that cream freeze, whatever.
There are some
But
of
it's
that.
with the
Like,
CBD in
that's
it.
not a
And that-
freestyle,
But I tried that, and like I didn't realize how much arthritis in my hands was bad until I put that on, and then I walk out. I felt great. The problem was a couple hours later, it wore off. My hands felt worse than ever because then it hurt again. It's like, damn it.
You know, the funny thing is, a lot of people, they'll get into CBD because they'll buy it for their pets. Like, we offer a couple of, well, there's a cat tincture we do and a dog tincture, and they like look at see how their pets react to it, and they're like, holy crap, like, I can't believe that this works so well. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the MASH show with Sewer Rug and why can I think of the other guy's name right at the moment?
We
Patty,
baby
what's-
Seamus.
Yeah, Wee Baby
Seamus.
Seamus. Anyway, he hit me up because his cat has all kinds of issues, and he's been using the cat tincture from Rogue Shop, and he loves it. He's like, his cat has never been in better shape than it is now. So, you know, if you don't want it for yourself, but you got a pet that's kind of struggling, it might be an option for you.
You know what? I'm gonna look into that.
Because pets don't deal with THC well at all. So this is absolutely THC free. But you know, the cat tincture is obviously not as strong as the dog tincture, and usually it goes by weight. So it's a good, you know, make sure you read the directions on it. But it's really easy to use. Comes in a little dropper. You can mix it in their food. You can put it in their water. It all works the same way. And yeah, these have had just absolutely huge results, and they're flavored with bacon flavor. So the pets usually just eat that shit up.
Oh, I like bacon.
So you can dose Addy through his bacon. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, I have
no
a few
tofu.
cats that are getting older and they're having problems walking, so, and they're heavy, so.
Yeah, it's kind of a funny joke, but I design all the labels for their company. I if you don't know this about me, I have a media company and I do lots of stuff. But my main business is designing labels for CBD products. And she gave me the, she's like, hey, we're gonna do it. We're gonna have a cat tincture. I want you to make a label up for it. So I made a phony one first. It was pussy juice.
Oh my gosh.
And sent it to her, and she was like, I really like that, but I don't know if I really want my kids saying that out loud at the shop. I'm like, it was a joke. Like, I would not ever expect you to actually put that on a product. But I just thought that was
All right, see, now you might want to get in contact with Dave Lloyd's Cats. They're starting up a business up there in Canada.
Yeah, no
with
kidding.
all this,
All
What
the
they do-
flavorings they've stolen from me.
yeah. So they're starting up this business, this Cat Scratch Fever underground vape emporium thing, whatever's going on. You know, I'm going to try and bring a couple of them back if I go visit them, so I can bring back the ones that have the line. Maybe we can bring it over to the American side. I don't know. We're going to try.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, they don't stop.
they probably have an easier time crossing the border with that stuff than anybody else. So yeah, I got you.
yes,
I'm up to about 5 bottles of flavoring they've stolen and a Caliburn. Don't know where
Oh,
the
so
Caliburn
that's a
is.
testing. They're even testing this. They're
I don't
validly
know.
testing. That's
I'm not
awesome.
making a joke. I'm dead serious. I'm missing a Caliburn.
No, they
I
got.
wouldn't be missing it.
Yeah, I'll try to remember that, Daniel. But yeah, it's just Anthony. You've done so many. You're involved in so many weird little niches here and there. You have been.
God, you have no idea.
I
Every
know
day
a lot of
surprises
them.
me.
I think I'm the only one probably following all of your Instagram accounts.
I just this last week got to see some of my artwork that they used on a billboard, which was kind of cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
I got a Golf Digest had one of my ads in it that I made.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I mean, You know, the thing is, I always think my stuff looks like shit, and I think that's just part of being a creative guy. Like, I'm never happy with anything. It's like, yeah, this looks okay. I mean, you know, I think it could be better, and then other people are like, oh my god, that looks amazing. Like, I'm never that guy. Like, I always think stuff looks really bad. So, but they're happy with the work, and I got to be honest, the billboard kind of looks fantastic. So it's one of the things that I made that I'm actually
That's
really
pretty
happy
cool.
with.
Did
Does
you
it
go
look
to,
half as-
did you
I was
go
gonna
to
say I
art
started
school?
doing animation now too. So if you have an opportunity, head over to the Friday Fallout YouTube channel, and you can see some new animation that I took some of Vandal's long story shorts and made them into cartoons.
Did you do all that artwork behind you? Is that all yours?
No,
That's
I
Grim's
just
office.
screenshotted Grim Green one time.
I know
He was
you did.
taking a bio break, and I was like, I'm going to use this for something.
Are you a professionally trained artist? Do you go to art school or
Not at all.
just?
I'm a professionally trained auto mechanic that his body can't do that anymore. So
Yeah, I hear you there.
yeah, had no idea that I was going to get into this. The funny thing is I had a partner in the other business, and he was the art guy. Like, I would go out and, you know, talk to, he was not good at talking to customers or dealing with accounts or anything like that. So that was my job. I did that. Well, he threw his back out and he couldn't sit at a computer and work. And we had clients that needed stuff. And I'm like, so I just started learning it, and you know, I let my creative juices flow, and the next thing you know, I'm doing my own thing.
That's cool.
People seem to like it. I wish more people were like, that sucks, because it pushes me to do better. But people seem to really like it, and I can't tell you how many YouTube shows have my intros on. Like, it blows my mind.
I mean, that Last Supper cut that you did is
Yeah.
amazing.
Wow, that's from at least 2 years ago. I did a Grim Green as Jesus at the Last Supper and put a bunch of different fake people on it.
We've got one. We've got
Great.
one.
Yeah.
We've got one of them. Yeah.
So my wife
She's
used
got
to tell
one.
me it
She's
turns out that the guy that attacked Nancy Pelosi's husband's Canadian. Oh no!
Why her
closed
husband?
again.
Why her husband? I mean,
Well,
go
did you
go
hear what
after
he
the
asked?
source.
He walked in the house and says, "Where's your wife?"
Oh, okay. All right. Fair enough.
What? Like, why is this guy if going down there? Why didn't he get on the plane, go to Russia, and try to take out Putin?
Well,
Have you been on, you know, the internet lately? Like, there's some crazy people out there for sure.
No kidding. We got it. Obviously, we have plenty of them up here too.
I mean, you should have saw this one guy last night on this YouTube channel. My God, he came out in this outfit to just talk about bonkers. And then he brings up a movie that would be perfect for him called Piggy that we went over and reviewed. And I can guarantee the two of them together would squeal like nothing before. Just saying.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Anthony, have you heard of this YouTube channel thing? I think it's called
Never
the Friday
have.
Fall-
I have no
the
idea
Friday
what you're
Fallout.
talking about.
Friday
No.
Fallout.
Ugh, they kept saying I look like the chick from Criminal Minds.
Yeah,
Pen-
you
Penelope.
kind of did kind of look after they pointed it out. It's like, you know,
Yeah, after they pointed it out, I couldn't see anything else besides that, which is really bad.
until
But,
they pointed it out, I didn't see that. I just saw you dressed up.
that
as
show's
that,
not
and-
for everybody. That show is very explicit, and yeah, one of my favorite things is seeing the disclaimer at the beginning when YouTube puts it on. It's like, this may be inappropriate. Like,
I mean, there was one Halloween costume that definitely would make you scarred for life if you're not into like strange Halloween costumes. I'm talking about the one that utilizes cotton.
yeah.
We won't go any farther tonight on that one. Just watch the show, you'll understand.
Well, we've been on here for like an hour and a half. Do you want to play a game?
Yes, we can do that. And I'll put you
Before you
as,
guys get going, I gotta go for dinner.
Good night, Addy. Great to see you.
Thanks for having me,
Love
guys.
you,
Love you guys.
Love you, Addie. Thank you for coming on.
Awesome,
Happy
talking
Halloween.
with you guys. Yeah, happy Halloween. Hopefully, see you tomorrow.
Take
Yep.
care.
See ya.
See ya.
Okay, well, I pulled a classic game from the Friday Fallout, and this isn't one that's very risque, but I think we'll have some fun with it. I couldn't do the horror movie thing because Tim would know them all, and that's just not going to be any fun. We play this game. It's called Hits or Bullshits. Hits or Bullshits is a game where I'm going to show you an album cover from like a music album cover. And all you have to tell me is if this is a real album that somebody put out, or if this is just an album cover that I designed and made to try and fool you with. That's the whole game. It's very chat interactive, so chat, please guess on these as well. So we'll kind of wait around for that to catch up. But all you have to tell me is this a hit or is this just bullshit? So that's how this game works. So we will start out with this one here. And I did all different kinds of genres. So that way, if you know a certain genre of music and you might know this, the next one might not be that genre. So all you have to tell me, is this a real album cover or is this just something that I did?
Fake.
Okay. Yeah, and you can give your logic as well. Like that's always part of it as well. Now, the people on the other show, they've become like forensic scientists, and they look at every little aspect of it, try and figure it out. But so why do you think this one is fake?
Just it looks too genuine to not be fake.
You can shout out the chat, Advocate, if you'd like. You're muted, I think.
Yeah, I am. That makes sense. I would, yeah. No, I would say we have a couple hits in here. Which one's Mary? LOL. It's awkward. It is awkward. I'll give you that. Yeah. I was trying to use the immersion view, but I'm not sure how you do that. I've never used it before. So yeah, we go in speaker view. So we're just trying to be quiet when you're talking about the show. Things I can see it. But yeah, we got hits. We got more hits than we do not. We do have leaning fake, BS. Yeah, I don't know. It's about 50-50 here.
Jesus doesn't love British kids. Nice VSO.
So you know it's fake. There you go. That's a fake. It just go against the grain. Yeah. So it is tied up.
So what do you think, Advocate?
I think it's fake because Timmy's in it. And I think you'd throw that in there just to mess with me. That's the only reason why.
You got a good eye. This one's definitely a fake. Yeah, this is something I made up a while ago. Mary is the one, depending on how you're looking at the screen, the one on the far right is actually a little girl. I went through a time when I was looking at family photos from like the 1970s and found this one of these three kids, and I was like, yeah, they kind of look like they'd be on a cover of a little kids Christian album, so we'll go with that. So yes, the first one was fake. You guys did a good job with that. So the next one that we have up here is the Kilted Kangaroo.
I think it's real.
Okay.
I feel
Dave
like
Lloyd's
this is
going
real.
real.
This sounds really weird enough that it could be real.
Oh wow, you get bots in here, huh?
Apparently, yeah. Congratulations. Who got it? Who got it? Daniel got it.
I want to find love in
whack-a-mole.
my city.
It's whack-a-mole.
Oh, the bowl haircut era from Daniel. That's pretty funny.
Real hit. See, I'm not. It looks like more people are leaning toward real here, but I'm kind of terrified too. We're all gonna be wrong.
That's the fun part about this game. You never know. There are some people that put out some crazy albums. Like we did an episode where I was looking at celebrities that have put out albums, and man, you would not believe some of the celebrities that have tried to have music careers that just were awful.
Well, at least Ian has.
You want
a
to hear
chance to get it
Scarlett
right.
Johansson try and sing? She has an album out.
We talking Birdman, Steve Lovechild? Was Frank supervising?
So it looks like Linda's going real, Lady Liberty's going hit, Daniel's going real, Ian Thomas is going bullshit. I've seen that before. I feel like LOL from Daniel. I feel like that's some down under alt band. Definitely could be. All right, and the reveal on this one is it's also
Oh, damn.
the Kilted Kangaroo is a bar.
Congratulations, Ian. Congratulations, Ian. And Cherokee, apparently you're the only ones that are right.
But I also thought this made a pretty cool looking album cover. So I'm like, yeah, the Kilted Kangaroo could be a decent band. And maybe it is an Australian alt rock band,
kind
or
of-
just Australian.
Yeah, it almost looks like a Bon Jovi album cover, like from back in the day, but like they tried to copy it.
It's got one Irish member and, one Scottish member and one Australian member. So that's how it goes. But yeah, that one is totally fake. All right, so the third one that I've got up here is Stacking Chips. Stacking Chips. I told you I mixed the genres up, so we're not going to stay in the same all the time.
Got a parental advisory. It's got to be real.
Sure. Like, I can't put a parental advisory on anything.
Oh, hell no.
Oh,
I'm sure I don't have that PNG already saved. We've done posters before, and I've put folded lines and just
see,
trying to throw
the
them off.
thing is, if this is fake, you did a better job than a lot of album covers I've actually seen in the past.
I get told that fairly often, and Vandal has this backhanded compliment he gives me all the time. He's like, if you made this, it's pretty good. So what you're saying, it's terrible, but if I made it, it's pretty good.
I'm gonna go against the grain and say it's real because it's decently done, but at the same time, I don't think it is. But okay.
All right, so Daniel says real AF. Linda says bullshit. Mallory Gates says hit. Daniel says West Coast shit. Lady Liberty says bullshit. Ian Thomas says bullshit. Nightbot says what it says. And Daniel says real finally has a band name, so real. Linda says it looks too thrown together, too much going on. Let's see, anybody else? Cherokee Vapor says real. All right, on this one, you guys did well. It's actually a real album. Like, I just thought that was a terrible, terrible cover. Oh my God, just like
it is a
that
terrible
really
cover,
does look thrown together. Like, oh my God, that is just horrible.
but it looks like something like early 2000s thrown together. It looks that way.
Rap albums, unfortunately, are some of the easiest ones because there is a horrific amount of just horribly made album covers. Just horribly made. It's like, oh, my buddy can make that album cover for you, and it's just like,
See, I think
don't
they
let
use
your
the
buddies
same.
do that.
They use the same guy here as they used in the what is it, Two Live Crew, for the props. The big oversized telephone, and there you got
These are the
oversized
props that
watch.
Two Live Crew threw out.
Yeah. Yes.
They dumpster dive these for sure. Like, it's just so. All right, the next one I've got up is "Dancing for the King of Kings" by Daniel Lyon.
God, I hope this.
I'm
is
going
fake.
real.
Okay, David Loyal's going real. I like
Where do
waiting
I
on
stand
chat
when I
because I
say
like
I-
him to have a say in this.
I hope it's fake. Where does that put me though?
Linda Marie, that's Flava Flav, that the guy that wore the big block.
Yep.
Linda Marie saying real. Been on the look for so long, I had no idea who is doing the show and when.
Hey, Adam.
I'll go real on this one too, because it's just I don't think you'd put this together this badly.
Lady Liberty says real. Daniel says fake. He must know it must be his album. Michael Redfern says real. That shirt is too pimp to be fake. Totally real. Says Timmers. Let's see. Mallory Gates as fake as Kim Kardashian's booty. Ian Thomas says it. Cherokee Vapor says hut.
See, I say real because if you put this together this poorly, I'm sad.
Well, Advocate, I'm sorry to make you sad because this is one that I made.
Oh, no.
Oh, he nailed me with one that was so terrible. I really thought it couldn't be him.
Those of you that may remember, back in the day, they used to do these glamour shot kind of things where, you know, you go to the mall and like get your picture taken or whatever. And when I saw this picture, because this is a real picture, it made me laugh so much. I'm like, dude, that looks like a really bad like Christian album. So let me go and make that. And yeah, Daniel in the Lion's Den. That's where I got the name Daniel Lionheart. I was like, okay, that kind of works with that. But yeah, this is definitely a fake one. But yeah, I just had fun making it.
Now, behind the scenes notes here, this is actually Anthony Mermella back 20 years ago.
Yeah. If I had red hair like that, I would have shaved it sooner. Anyway, all right. So we were talking about celebrity covers that I've done in the past. So this one here, I'll have to decide. It's Steven Seagal's album.
Oh God, please don't tell me this is real.
And the name of the album is Mojo Priest.
Let's go forensic on this. It's fake because his jawline is not symmetrical.
That's what
with the
Vandal
way
does.
with the aspect of the light and the sun. It doesn't exist, by the way. And yeah, I'm still gonna say fake,
he
but
picks me apart so bad. And like sometimes he'll answer first and then sway the entire chat because they'll look at something that they never saw before. It makes me laugh. Because sometimes I don't have the exact right pictures to use, like with the face and the body. So the light will be coming on this side of the face, and then on the body, it's the other side of the face. So yeah. Let's see. What do we got?
but last night he was saying the sun wasn't real. What the heck was up with that?
Yeah, those were all real. He's an actor. Yes, that is true, Linda. He is an actor, but he also could possibly make music as well because, you know, David Hasselhoff does, so why not? So Lady Liberty says fake. Daniel says real. Linda says fake. Cherokee says real. Michael says real. Rob says fake. Go ahead, David.
I'm
David.
going real.
Okay, going real.
I'm going
Yeah,
fake
that,
with it.
Mallory,
but,
that Bruce Willis album that you're talking about, I used to own that album.
used to. He's got it framed in the back in a gold wrap and everything. Yeah.
Ian Thomas says bullshit. So what say ye there, advocate?
I say fake, but that's not because I don't think he could have done it. I just think he might actually have an album, but I think you faked this one.
Fair enough. So we split the panel, which is good because then we know at least one of them is right. So Daniel says real, unlike his martial arts.
Oh.
So true, so true. And the reveal on this one is it is actually real. And the funny thing is that Steven Seagal has multiple albums.
I'm so
I used
sorry,
one of his
people.
albums before, and it's called Songs from the Crystal Cave.
I am so sorry, people, that this exists.
I'm not surprised. With this guy, I'm not surprised.
I don't think anyone would ever be surprised about anything Steven Seagal does. Like, you just know he's going to do something crazy and stupid for sure. All right, I've got one last one, but it's mostly just for funsies. So this is the last one here.
Oh, obviously real. No question about it. Like, this band rocks. Last night, you know, and they have personas too, because you see that guy in the beard? He's got this little piggy persona thing. He dresses up as it, like Guar does on stage. Yeah.
Shirts off in the pit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, shirts off. There, from Grim Green himself. You just heard it.
DJ Measles, Mumps, and MC Rubella.
Fake, they all have ass implants. Yeah, but unfortunately, Vandals is in the face. I'm sorry, Vandal. I love you, brother.
Yeah, I made this a long time ago for some other thing that we were doing, and I just thought this would be a fun way to end this particular game because it really is reminiscent of one of those like 1990s rap albums. Like there are other people that were doing these, and I made this up, and I thought it was funny. So I can't even remember why I made it, but I saw it today, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gonna throw that into this game because I think.
Ian, the Fall Out Boy's latest post, boy band. You need to put this up on IG.
The Fallout Boys.
Just don't make it look like you're actually coming out with like a band, like you made music. Just put it on IG.
With everything else that I do, I think some people out there would probably believe it, like it actually would exist.
Oh, I would play along with you to make it even more fun. Really?
But
Is it real?
yeah,
They're really doing it?
people were guessing in chat, and yeah, guys, this one was just for fun. I mean, it is obviously.
That was awesome, though. Thank you.
Uh,
As always, it's always fun when Anthony puts together games for these type of things. I missed the Monday night one because that's when the alarm didn't go off. Thank you, Daniel, for waking me up. I was late to my own show for the first time in like, man, I can't remember if I was ever late before.
I've never slept through a show, but I always am scared that might happen.
Oh, she set an alarm. I was like, oh, well, good. And then I'll lay down with the rabbit and take a little nap because I worked like so much previous couple days between the wood and going actually to work. So I was like, I'll take a little nap so I'll be refreshed for the show. And then phone goes off. I look down, Daniel. I'm like, yeah, hey, hello. And he's like, yeah, you doing a show? Oh, what? And I look at the time. It's actually like late. It's like, wow. Yeah, the alarm was set, but it never went off.
Linda, I'm glad you enjoyed that. If you want to see more games like that, you just have to head over to the Friday Fallout. Just be prepared because they're not always as like one of our favorite games is Pornhub or YouTube. So I take a thumbnail from Pornhub or YouTube, and you just have to tell me, is this a Pornhub thumbnail or is this a YouTube thumbnail? And those are probably some of the hardest ones to guess because you never know what you might see on YouTube. That's for damn sure.
If it looks like Pornhub, you can guarantee you can answer the third answer, which is Anthony Ramella's private collection. And it's always
That's very
right.
true.
Yes.
Very, very true. Very true.
Funny, how some of that stuff can be on YouTube, but they go after the vaping community. Blows me away.
Yep.
Yeah, that's unfortunately that's one of those things that you just after you get mad about it for so long, you have to stop being mad about it because it's not going to change. There's nothing you can do about it. It's a privately owned company and they're going to do whatever they want. But it's wrong. It's absolutely wrong, but there's just nothing that can be done.
No. They don't even have to give you a reason. They can just technically say you're off. What are you going to do? Doesn't have to be under guidelines. You can't really truly fight it because it is a privately owned company. At least they are giving you the benefit of trying to fight it, at least outwardly. And in this case with Nick, they have been generous enough to let him keep his channel so far. So, I mean, that's something more than they didn't have to.
Yeah, I have my own ideas on why that is because I think that it's because it makes YouTube money.
Yep.
And I think that's really the only reason why they've allowed him to stay on past his 3 strikes. I think I honestly think that's I don't see any other reason why they would allow him to do that.
Well, now, for instance, they take a good chunk of all the super chats, and Nick gets a lot of super chats. So I think that might be a factor.
They still
why I still got
advertise.
Yeah,
They still advertise before his shows and his things. He just doesn't get any money.
Yep.
Which is
true.
terrible. But so something like that, like if it was my show or your show, they'd just get rid of us, like 3 strikes and we'd be gone. But he makes the money, and that's king. That's what makes the world go round.
Linda's right. Dash Vapes. Dave actually put a lot of work into that channel. Did a lot of cool content, a lot of fun content, and a lot of that content was both fun and educational. And unfortunately, yes, they did just take it away.
Yeah, their parodies were outstanding. Like I laughed my ass off on some of their parodies. And
Dave's
Ian
awesome.
Thomas, you are more than welcome, and thank you for the compliment. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and coming from Grim Green, that's a pretty big compliment right there, Yeah. Although Grim, I mean, what happened to that? You keep going on all these workout regimens and stuff. I mean, I think it's working great for you.
It's all this sweet e-liquid. I just keep pounding on the pounds. I don't know. That's how it goes.
We can't mention that because people will start believing that. No.
But as you guys know, I do own a small media company that I do all kinds of things. If you need an intro for your YouTube channel, if you want a little profile picture made, if you want to get a T-shirt that I've made, if you want me to custom make a T-shirt, I can do all of those things, and I have a lot of fun doing that. You can head over to oinksquad.com and you actually see a bunch of the shirts that I've made, and a lot of the things are based around our YouTube community. Like, they are either inside jokes or for shows or whatever. And if you want something, made, or if you want to get something, just head on over there. Everything ships from the site for free. So there's no cost for shipping, which to me is a big deal. Whenever I see a site that has free shipping, I will buy, because I don't know how many of you guys have tried to buy things on, and you buy something and then the shipping is as much as the product that
Or
you just
more.
purchased. And it's nothing's more frustrating than that. So, but seriously, even if you need like a song written, a radio commercial, I've done all of that kind of stuff. And, check out my Instagram if you don't believe me, because there's a ton of that stuff on there. If you look too far back in my Instagram, you might see things you don't want to see. But it's all a part of the fun. So.
And where would the best place to them to get a private interview with Miss Piggy, the one, not the Miss Piggy from the Muppets, but the other one that was on last night? I mean, I heard some people looking around behind the chat scenes, and they were looking for how to get private interviews. So
It's on my
Private
Oinkley
room.
fans page.
Yeah.
My Oinkley fans.
Your Oinkley fans, please. All right, got it. You'll have messages at some point for this.
Subscription's pretty hefty, but yeah.
Pretty hefty. But next week he's going to have a Benz in his parking lot, brand new one from 2023. You'll
I
wonder
wouldn't park
why
a
that
Benz
happened.
in this neighborhood.
If you're parking a Benz in that neighborhood, what are you talking about? Yeah, we'll see it in your driving parking lot, but it won't be this place where you're living at. It's your new house next week.
Anthony, where you live?
Toledo, Ohio.
Oh, okay.
So just south of you.
Yep.
Just a little south.
Yeah, one of the other members of the Friday Fallout is actually Canadian. We deal with all of that as well. And then most of the viewers actually come from Australia. So that's fun. It's funny because it's like 2:00 in the afternoon on Saturday there when our show comes on. So I hope that they're watching this somewhere secluded, because this isn't really daytime TV. It gets a little raunchy sometimes.
Yeah, there's a few of them like that, Tom. They're still working on the database. Some things are accidentally getting deleted and merged into other things.
Oh, Serial
So
27.
that's one-
That's like the Serial one that I use.
Yeah, so that's definitely a real flavor. So that's something that maybe has to be brought up to, I would say, to bring up to Ken. Ken will get a hold of somebody. Ken Aware. He's the easiest, usually the easiest to get a hold of to get that fixed.
Yeah, VSO. I don't live far from Cedar Point at all. I can be there in about an hour.
So private interviews in Cedar Point, just got
I was wondering maybe if I can drive there and pick up my flavorings instead of having to have them shipped. It'd probably be cheaper.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm actually
I don't want
looking,
to see people.
and I know we did stray a little way because we did a lot of candy-ish stuff this last month because of Halloween, and some of the treats were a little super sweet and a little bit beyond like real natural flavors and stuff. But I have a feeling you're gonna see a little bit more mixing, at least for me, probably this month, because we're coming into Thanksgiving. From this point forward, we'll be going to Thanksgiving season and fall. I'm pretty sure you're gonna see a lot more VSO mixes coming up here soon. For those of you that have been missing the VSO mixes, there'll be more of them coming up. I'm ready for it because I'm also thinking about I'm just gonna mix one up. You're gonna see a couple. Lately, I've been doing some weird ones in the middle. I'm thinking about revisiting the blueberry lemon, see if I can actually make it even better. That was before I had the citron, so I'm kind of curious if I can do that even better. Because if anybody liked blueberry lemon juice head, was one of our go-tos. I still like the flavor, but I like my version of it better than the original, like we just talked about with Anthony, who said that about a couple of flavorings before. But I'm kind of curious if I can make it even better now that we had the citron. Only one way to
You
find
said
out,
did a
right?
good job. They did a really good job.
They did. For a commercial liquid line, they did a really nice job on it. Yeah.
There's very few of their flavors that I don't like. They have a pineapple peach. It's really good. And I don't even like peach.
Garlic raw is now available.
Uh-oh.
You know what? I mean, so again, I might not mix too many vape liquids with it. I'll be honest, but I could use that garlic raw in some cooking for sure.
It seems like a challenge. Like I want to find something I could use that in.
Well, if you're a vampire, you're going to be in trouble. Just saying. Start off with. But I was thinking, the garlic raw, you can make a really nice injection, infused injection with. She won't let me near the turkey though, so that screws that up. Last time we slept for 3 days. She won't let me near the turkey
You're
again.
not infusing my turkey.
Told you. Yeah, see. But yeah, everybody have a good week. We'll start closing this up. Yeah, we'll I'm gonna do the Swaggy's thing again here. You guys can watch this. We're gonna keep the sound on so you can hear us talk, but I want to throw this through because Swaggy put some time into this. He's got another one too. Check him out. But this is for tomorrow's show.
Yeah, I really like this animation a lot.
He did a damn good job.
Yeah, I saw this somewhere.
I threw it on Instagram because it was just so cool. And he's also got another one actually better. But
So Swaggy did it himself?
Swaggy did himself, yeah. Swaggy knows how to work his way around stuff. In fact, Swaggy used to do kind of like the Oink Squad, the shirt thing. He used to do that kind of thing for a long time. Unfortunately, I missed out on any of those, but yeah, Anthony's got some pretty interesting ones up there. I do like your sense of humor, bro.
You have to like my sense of humor because if you don't, it's just all going to turn you off. Like that's how it goes. Yeah, like even this one recently that I heard somebody say something about being woke, and I'm like, man, staying woke is exhausting. And I'm like, oh, that's a good shirt. So I ended up making that as a shirt.
That is a good shirt.
Because if you woke today, you ain't gonna be woke tomorrow. Yeah, I think some of us older people are just like, man, we have changed drastically in our lifetimes from what we used to think and what we think now. I know I have anyway.
Oh, the screwball peanut butter cup whiskey cocktail thing I made. Oh, that's so good. Don't let the screwball in it if you don't like the screwball whiskey. It tastes like peanut butter cup with a little touch of a whiskey behind it, which whiskey goes good with peanut butter. I'm curious.
Well, chat, before everybody takes off, I just want to say I really, truly enjoyed the chat today. You guys were, involved, which is always a big plus. I love to see that happen. Been on too many shows where the chat's not interactive, and you guys definitely are, and this has made it so much more fun for me. And thank you guys for having me on. This has actually been really fun. I'm sure that I'll be asked to do it again, and I would definitely come back on again without the Grim Green stuff because this is not what I normally wear every day. But it's been a blast. If you guys want to see or get in touch with me, I would love to follow you on whatever your services are. You can hit me up at I'm_Anthony Ramella on Instagram. Just be prepared on the stuff that you might see on there. No, this has been a blast. So thank you guys so much for having me on.
Yeah, usually I was putting in chat. He usually wears worn out Grim Green shirts, the ones that he finds in when Dexter dies. Grim Green's trash, so he can wear them and he can smell Grim still on him. He hopes. Normally wears that kind of stuff behind the scenes. We don't see that, but thankfully. But yeah, you guys have a good night. I'm gonna listen to Abracadabra again by Adam Pilarczyk. Actually, these cover songs are all by him for the intros and exits. We're gonna try and get some of his band Eddie and the Arsons, which is where he is tonight, and get some of those on here for you guys to listen to occasionally too. And head on over to Spotify and look up Eddie and the Arsons. When they get a penny or two each time you listen to their songs, so why not? But I'm gonna listen to Abracadabra on the way out because it's our last chance to really enjoy that.
Hungry Like a Wolf is better for Halloween.
Guys think Hungry Like a Wolf, Abracadabra choices? I'll give a second for chat, and then we head out. What do you guys think? Hungry Like a Wolf or Abracadabra?
Abracadabra.
Yeah. I didn't know the spider was fighting tonight, so that should be a good fight. Anderson Silva.
Spider was fighting tonight. Oh, yeah. Abracadabra, Wolf. Oh, we're tied up. We need a tiebreaker here. We're tied up. We are between us and her. Yeah, we're tied. Next vote gets it. We're not gonna wait for them all. Wish Swaggy was still here. He could put in his vote. Wolf. No, that's her.
That's Lady Liberty.
Okay, there you go. We did get Wolf though. Damn it! Now I almost don't want to do it because of that. But okay, so I got to change that. I'll do this quick. I'll change it to Hungry Like a Wolf. But yeah, but it's still by Adam Pilarczyk. Thank you very much, Adam, for this because it's so much better than listening to the same old tunes like the salsa. How many times? Even I've used it before. The salsa. Where is it? There it is. So we're going to listen to some Duran Duran cover song. It's on the way out. But you can listen to the woman. Love you guys. Thank you so much for week in, week out, playing along. Thank you for being here every week, twice a week, Dave, like clockwork. And thank you, Anthony, for coming on for a Candy episode. Please feel free to come on anytime you want for the mixing. We try to have at least mix one thing, even if it's a theory craft, while you're on, if you can. So that they can give people ideas on how to do things. Like you do things differently than a lot of us with an extra sweetener. That's a good thing. There's people in here that will occasionally want that, or you might get someone new in here that really wants a sweet juice. I think that would actually be an addition to what they know. So you guys have a great night. Thank you for being on. Dave, do you have anything you would like to shout out? Or are you good?
No, I'm good. I just want to see more of Anthony's recipes.
All right. And Anthony, one more time, give a shout out so where people can find you and what you might be.
Oh, yeah. You can find me on Instagram at I'm_Anthony Ramella. You can find me Friday nights on the Friday Fallout YouTube channel for the Friday Fallout show. And that's about it. Head over to orangesquad.com and look at some shirts, even if you don't buy.
And reach out to those you haven't heard from because you could save a life or at least make their day a better one. You never know. This time, seasonal depression. It's a good idea if you haven't heard from somebody. Love you all. Good night. Bye.
Night.